She said it without looking at me, just 3 words. Standing at the kitchen sink on a Tuesday morning in March, her back turned, hands in the dishwater. I feel invisible. My name is Robert Chen. I'm 77 years old, and I've been thinking about those 3 words every single day for the last 6 years. I didn't answer her that morning. I just picked up my briefcase and left for work like I always did. The door clicked shut behind me. I remember that sound. I've replayed it 1,000 times. That was the last normal conversation we ever had. I married Linda when I was 31. She was 28. It was 1979, and we met at a conference in Chicago, one of those sprawling hotel ballrooms with too many chairs and lukewarm coffee. She worked in accounting for a manufacturing company. I was in sales. She had this way of listening that made you feel like you just said the most interesting thing in the world, even when you hadn't. We got married 8 months later. Small ceremony. Her parents, my mother, a few friends. Linda wore a cream-colored dress she'd bought on sale. I can still see the little pearl buttons down the back. The first few years were good, busy. I was traveling a lot, building my territory, chasing promotions. She kept the house running. We talked about having kids, but it never happened. After a while, we stopped bringing it up. I thought we were fine. Looking back now, I can see the shape of it, how the distance grew, but at the time it just felt like life. Like what happens when two people settle into a rhythm. I worked late most nights. Linda would leave dinner wrapped in foil on the stove. Eat it standing up in the kitchen, flipping through the mail, half watching whatever was on TV in the other room. She'd already be upstairs reading or asleep. Weekends I played golf. She gardened. We went to dinners with other couples, took vacations, usually the same cabin every August. We were polite. We laughed when people were around. But when it was just us, silence. Not the angry kind, just empty. I remember one night, must have been 2006 or 2007, I came home around 10. Linda was sitting at the kitchen table with a photo album open in front of her, one of the old ones with the sticky plastic pages. I asked her what she was doing. She looked up at me. Her face was so tired. Just remembering, she said. I nodded, poured myself a glass of water and went upstairs. I didn't ask what she was remembering, didn't sit down, didn't even look at the pictures. I just left her there. The thing is, I wasn't trying to hurt her. I wasn't angry. I wasn't punishing her. I was just tired. And maybe I thought there'd be time later, time to ask, time to sit, time to really see her, but there wasn't. In early 2018, Linda started forgetting things. Little things at first, where she'd put her keys, what day it was. Then bigger things, appointments, conversations we just had. By summer, we had a diagnosis, aggressive Alzheimer's. The doctor said we had maybe 3 to 5 years. We had 14 months. I took leave from work, told everyone I wanted to be home with her, to take care of her myself. And I did. I cooked her meals, helped her get dressed, made sure she took her medications. But here's the part I'm ashamed of: I still didn't talk to her. Not really. I managed her, scheduled her, kept her safe. But I didn't ask what she was feeling, didn't ask what she remembered or what she was afraid of. I didn't hold her hand and just sit. I was so focused on doing the right things that I forgot to be present for any of it. One afternoon in October, I was folding laundry. Linda sat by the window, quiet all day. Suddenly she said, "Do you remember the rain?" I stopped folding. "What rain?" "The night we got engaged, it rained so hard we had to run back to the car. You gave me your jacket." My shoes were ruined. I remembered, vaguely. "Yeah, I remember." She smiled, a real smile, the kind I hadn't seen in years. "That was my favorite night," she said. I nodded and went back to folding. 3 months later, she couldn't remember my name. By March, she stopped speaking altogether. She died on a Sunday morning. I was holding her hand. It was quiet, peaceful, I guess, but she didn't know I was there. After the funeral, I went through her things slowly. In the back of her closet, I found a box, old notebooks. One was a journal. She'd been writing in it for decades. I sat on the floor and read the whole thing in one sitting. There were entries about trips we'd taken, meals we'd shared, moments I didn't even remember. And then there were the others. Her trying, reaching out, hoping I'd notice. And I never did. Near the end was a short entry, right after her diagnosis. I don't have much time left. I wanted to tell him I forgive him. I know he loved me, even if he didn't know how to show it. I was lonely but grateful because even in the silence he stayed. I just wish I'd felt seen, even once. Really seen. I sat there for hours, the notebook open in my lap. The sun went down, the room got dark, and I finally understood what she'd meant that morning. I feel invisible. She wasn't being dramatic, she was telling me the truth, and I walked out the door. People ask if I have regrets. I don't know how to answer that. Because regret implies you didn't know better. Maybe I didn't, but the truth is I was there, every day, and I still managed to miss her completely. If I could go back, I'd put the briefcase down, walk to the sink, turn off the water, ask her what she meant, how long she'd felt that way, what I could do. Listen. Not because I had answers, but because she deserved to be heard. I'm 77 now. I live alone in the same house. The kitchen still has the blue tiles she picked out. Her garden is overgrown. I don't have the energy anymore. Some days are easier than others. I see couples at the store, at the park, watching the way they talk, touch, look at each other when no one's watching. And I wonder if they know what they have. There's a photo on my desk. We're standing in front of that cabin. Linda's smiling, my arm around her shoulder, but I'm looking at the camera, not at her. That was the whole marriage. I went back to that cabin last year, sat by the lake for a long time and realized something. I'd been there physically every single time. But I'd never actually arrived. A few months ago, I saw an older couple arguing playfully over paint colors. He asked, "What do you think?" "Really?" She looked at him, truly looked. "I think we should get the blue." He smiled, kissed her forehead, grabbed the blue. And I felt an ache so deep in my chest because that was it. Asking, listening, caring about the answer. And I never did that. Sometimes I talk to her, out loud. Tell her about my day. Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I finally read her notebook. Tell her I loved her, that I always did, even if I never showed it the way she needed. If there's someone in your life you love, don't wait. Don't wait to ask how they're really doing. Don't wait to look at them. Don't wait to say the thing you've been meaning to say, because one day you'll run out of chances, and you'll be left holding memories, wishing you'd been present for them. I'm not wise, I'm just old and running out of time, and I don't want you to waste 41 years the way I did. Linda's been gone almost 6 years now. The house is quiet. Too quiet. Sometimes I sit in her chair looking at the wildflowers where the roses used to be, and I think about what she wrote. I just wish I'd felt seen, even once. Really seen. She deserved that, so much more than I gave her. If you're still listening, thank you. Maybe the stories that matter most aren't the ones that make us feel good. Maybe they're the ones that make us feel something true. Every morning I wake up, I think about the life we could have had if I'd just been brave enough to show up. Really show up. Go find the person you love. Tell them you see them, ask what they need, and then listen. Because one day, sooner than you think, you won't get another chance. I should have opened the door, I should have turned around, I should have asked her what she meant, but I didn't. And now all I have is a quiet house, an overgrown garden, and a notebook full of words I'll never get to answer. If this story made you feel something, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Take care of each other. And don't wait.